Welcome to How to Apply 4G Marketing and Win. The content for today's webinar is a combination of business best practices, strategy, and promotional products, all designed to reimagine your business moving forward. For those of you who are just joining us, I want to make sure that you have the handout materials. If you need them, they're in the chat bar, or I can send them to you separately by email. Just let me know. My name is Janet McNaughton. I'm the president of Lasting Impressions. We're a promotional marketing business specializing in B2B marketing and sales. We opened our doors in 1996, and we have been in the business of creating strategies that leverage promotional products to advance your brand, activate your employees, and add customers for life. Our philosophy is to work smart, be creative, and live inspired. And the commitment that I make to the people I serve is that I want them to know that the strategies and products we deliver are designed to lift them, their employees, their customers, and everybody affiliated with their brand higher. Today I have 3 objectives, and I want to list those out with you so you know what's coming ahead. First of all, my aim is to introduce you to the 4 Gs of marketing. I want to give you the tools that you need to move your business forward with the people that matter most to your business, whether they're internal or external. Secondly, I'm excited to introduce you to the power of promotional products. I have ideas and solutions that I'm working on with clients right now. We're solving puzzles together to move their business forward, and I want to share these ideas with you so that they might inspire you to move forward. And then finally, I do have a special offer for each of you who have attended this webinar today, or if you've attended it later. I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to receive a special bonus from me. Coronavirus. Oh my goodness. It has wiped the monopoly board clean. As America reopens for business, I think it's very important that each of us understand that this is probably the greatest reset in the history of business we will ever see. Time to reimagine your company, pivot, and go for 4G marketing and secure those game pieces, Boardwalk and Park Place, whatever they mean to you. It's time to go after it. And today we're going to create strategies to pursue just that. I believe that the pursuit of sales and marketing can be simple, and it can be as simple as applying the 4 Gs of genius. It's an article that was actually the foundation of my blog on June 15th, and it's the foundation for today's content. If you haven't read that blog, you are welcome to do so. Go to my website, and across the top there's a navigation bar, and you'll see blog kind of towards the right-hand side. Just scroll down for June 15th, and you'll see the full article there. So the 4 Gs that lead to genius are growth, giving, gratitude, and grit. Next, I'm going to share with you how I've taken these ideas and applied them to the field of marketing and sales, and I hope you really enjoy this. We start with growth. What you think about comes about, doesn't it? Genius begins with our personal commitment towards a growth and consistent improvement. Let's start with how we're wired as human beings. Human beings are the only species on the planet that get to choose. Every other species in their natural habitat does all that they can. Examples. Trees, they grow as tall as they can grow. Animals on the African prairie, my favorite, the cheetahs, they run 70 miles an hour. I mean, they're just going for it. Little baby zebras, they are walking within 20 minutes after they're born. And flowers, they bloom for as long as they can, for as bright as they can, as long as possible. My question to you is, what about you? What do you choose? I have an exercise that I want to invite you to participate in with me. It's going to be about 60 to 90 seconds, and it will reveal the concept of growth. So what you can do, just sitting in your chair, is just raise your hands above your head and just reach. Reach and stretch for like 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, release. Come back down. We're going to do this again, but this time I ask, is there any way you can reach just a bit higher? Just a little bit more than the first time. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Hands up in the air. Can you reach? Is there just like a little bit left that you can stretch out? A little higher? Yeah? Hold it there for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and release. Okay. How many of you could reach a little higher the second time? Why is that? Why is it that human beings do less than we are capable of unless we're challenged to do more? That's an interesting question. You know, I believe each one of us is designed for greatness and personal growth. And as a species, I think the human beings, we just do better together. I think we are designed to be in partnership, and I believe it takes each of us to make a difference for all of us. That worksheet that I sent you is timely because it's time to use it right now. And I want to give you an opportunity to think about and do some self-discovery about your commitment and your growth mindset towards the fields of sales and marketing. And just so you know, I use sales and marketing interchangeably. I own a marketing company, but I really do serve people all day long. And I think sales and marketing are just kind of like peanut butter and jelly, and they just go together so well, and they're kind of interchangeable. So that's my perspective on the two. So you'll hear me using them both interchangeably today. So what is your mindset for sales and marketing? And the way you can determine is by asking yourself, what classes are you taking right now? What podcasts are you listening to? What books are you reading? How are you furthering your education in this field? And if you're not doing it right now, what would you like to do? I'm going to give you an opportunity to write that down. And then the next thing I want to ask you is, what are you teaching? The reason why I ask this is because teaching is a higher level of learning, higher level of growth, because you got to own the content, right? To be able to teach it. Now, the acid test for all of this is, where is it on your calendar? Where are these classes, podcasts on your calendar? So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to go and be with yourself for a moment and answer these questions. And then I'm going to set my timer, and we're going to come back and we're going to move forward. Off you go. Okay, welcome back. We're going to talk about giving. And, you know, I think the road to excellence is not about me, it's about we. And we give because of who we are. In my opinion, sales and marketing is about giving customers an exceptional experience. It's all about the exceptional experience. The game of Monopoly and marketing has some interesting commonalities. And in the picture that's on the screen right now, you can see that Monopoly has a unique way of playing the game. And by that, I mean every player gets to choose an icon that represents them in the game. So you see on this screen, there's a little car, there's a little dog, a little ship, and those represent the players. In the field of marketing, we take a lot of time and a lot of effort to define the personas, the people that we serve. For example, lasting impressions, we serve people in marketing, we serve people in sales, we serve people who are in events and meetings, and the list goes on. We've got quite a few different personas that we serve, and every single persona has a unique way in which they like to be served and a way that they buy. And marketing departments spend a lot of time getting into the demographics of the people that they serve, the nitty-gritty of everything that is important that causes people and triggers people in those specific groups to buy. As a lifelong learner, I just finished my third round at the University of Washington Foster School of Business, and part of the learning that I just completed is up-to-date information about COVID-19 and how it is impacting B2B business, and in particular, personas. There are 4 new personas that have been created because of C19 that add a layer of complexity to your business that I want to share with you. I want to teach you this information so that you better understand how to serve your customers and you can continue to thrive. Okay, there are 4 personas. And I want to go into a little bit of each one of these. The first one is stay at home, and it's exactly what you think it is. These are the people who, regardless of the fact that there's social distancing and face masks and whatever else, they are not leaving their house. They're going to stay at home. This virus terrifies them. An example of this is recently, I needed to get my hair cut like we all did. My hair was a mess. And I called the lady who has cut my hair for over 20 years. And I called her. I said, okay, things are opening up. Let's go. I want to schedule an appointment. And she's like, no, I'm not cutting your hair or anybody else's hair. I'm not leaving my house for love or money. She said, go find somebody else. Oh my goodness. I was just crushed. But she's a stay-at-home example. Yep. And then there's the people who want to work from home. These are the people who are going, you know what? I really like this work from home thing. And when all of this is over, I want to continue to work from home because it's convenient. It's more productive. I like it. That's their mindset. Return to work. Those are the people who are like, oh, get me into an event. I want to see people. I want to, get back into the thick of it. And they can hardly wait to go back to work. Then there's the cost-conscious people. And this is, of course, the result of the financial just destruction that has occurred because of C-19. Important note, the first 3 bullet points can be combined with cost-conscious. So it's something to think about. Now, I want to show you how to apply this to your business so you can thrive. And whoops, wrong way. Here we go. I want you to consider journey mapping the buying experience for each one of these personas to your business. What's it like for the stay-at-home person to engage with your company, from awareness to repeat order? What's it like for the cost-conscious person to engage with your business? Do you have the ability to do a light version of your service? You may, or you may not. It may not be profitable for you to cost cut. And I would imagine there are luxury brands who are like, we are not cutting our costs because that will erode our brand. This is a really interesting exercise to think about. And I've been doing it myself, and it has caused me to improve my systems, which is a great thing. But I really think there's true value in understanding what each one of these new 4 personas, this extra layer of complexity, has for your business. So let us get back to our worksheet, and I have some questions for you to answer and take some time to think about. I want to invite you to identify an existing customer from your database that represents each one of the 4 personas: the stay-at-home, work from home, ready to return to work, and cost-conscious person. Think about your database and who is somebody that you can put in each one of those boxes. Then I encourage you to select one persona and journey map their start to end experience. And think about what changes you might need to make. Like, there's examples from the restaurant industry. Those people have really had to make some changes. Think about it. They've had to offer home delivery as well as curbside pickup because people can't come into their stores, or they're just not being able to come into the restaurants, pardon me. Another example is the meeting and events industry. Good grief. I think every event in America got canceled. They had to go virtual. Swag bags are being shipped to home. Sponsors are looking for ways to get their foot in the door with attendees. A lot of new ideas are being put forward, and businesses are needing to reimagine themselves. So I want you to take just one of the 4 personas and understand what the end-to-end experience is for them from their perspective, and ask yourself, how can you give an exceptional customer experience? I'm going to set my timer and give you about 5 minutes to do this, and then we're going to come back and move on to the next G. Okay, off you go. Welcome back. It's time for gratitude. So important, isn't it? Now more than ever, it's time to thank the people that are getting you through coronavirus, whether it's your employees or your customers or both. I encourage you to be grateful for what you have now. That's a good place to be. Lasting Impressions has delightful ways to serve you in expressing your gratitude. And I'm going to share with you 2 quick slides, idea starters, because one of the things that we do is we do ship to home gifts and ship to the office gifts. And there's a lot of ways that we can be creative together and serve you. And I want to make sure you know what they are. First of all, these are brand new gift sets that just came out about 2 weeks ago. And what I like about them is they're a combination of gourmet foods and promotional products. Everything in a box, themed. There's 4 themes, 3 different price points for each theme. And the minimum order is 1. There's no setup charges. Your brand is on everything. It's 1 and done. Awesome. There's going to be new themes coming out next week. It's all good. If you want to know more about this, please go to my blog. I wrote about this last week, and you can find this article, and there are links to click to the supplier's website that will show you all the details about this. And if you're interested, just let me know. We can talk about it. I'd be delighted to serve you. On a broad scale, lasting impressions, we do branded apparel, technology, health and fitness, drinkware. I mean, you name it. If you can dream it, we can do it, and we'd love to do it. So this brings me to the next self-discovery exercise. Who do you want to thank? Who are the people that have got you where you are today? List your personas. Why do you want to express your gratitude to each one of these people? What will delight them? And is this a one and done thing? Or is this something that needs to go on more than once and you have a frequency and a timing consideration? I'm going to set my timer, and I'm going to give you a few minutes to think through this and see how you can express the gratitude to the people that matter most to your business. So off you go. I'm going to set my timer, and I'll welcome you back in a few minutes. Welcome back. We've saved the best for last, grit. There is a secret to success. There is. And turns out there is always a few essential ingredients in the mix. And the people that are always thriving, they have one commonality that they share, and that is a killer work ethic. These people know how to get up and get on it and get going on with their day early, every day, day in and day out. They know how to grind. They know what grit means, and they are the essence of perseverance. I have a really important sentence I want to share with you. I'm going to read it to make sure I've got it right. Success is extracted from the grind of mundane work. Success is extracted from the grind of mundane work. I mean, that is so true. I mean, I wish it was easier than all this. I wish you could just go to the drive-through, pay, and pick it up in a bag and be on your way. But that's not how it works, is it? I mean, success is the compounding effect of continuous effort. And in sales and marketing, it's all about consistency. Always consistency. I want to share this with you, this concept, in a big way. And I think the best way to do that is to look at people who are just larger than life. They're on the stage, they're on the world stage, and everything they do is magnified. And it's just so easy to see how this all plays out with larger than life people. So I don't know who you admire. Maybe it's Russell Wilson. Maybe it's Carrie Underwood. I don't know. Pick your person. And let's go through a quick little exercise together. You know, I would submit to you that only about 5% of what these people do in front of an audience is fantastic. The rest of it, like the 95%, is dull and boring. I would ask you to consider how many drills Russell Wilson has run in his life. I would ask you to consider how many times Carrie Underwood has practiced a dance routine or a song. Have you ever considered how these people have gotten to where they are? I mean, think about the VIP meetings that they think they've scored and they show up and no one else does. Think about the concerts for 2. The great divide is that these people keep grinding anyway. When you've done your best, these people keep grinding. They have grit. I want to share something with you that I think is the most important detail out of today's workshop. And if you get nothing else, get this, because I think this is where the gold is. The key is to know how to master the mundane. I'll say it again. The key is to know how to master the mundane. I will tell you straight up, I think this coronavirus thing is like the Twilight Zone. I have felt like day after day is all the same and there's really no delineation from one day to the next. But this is where the challenge is. We have to understand how to manage the mundane, because when it gets mundane, people drift. They lose focus. And when you lose focus, you can lose your job and you can lose your company. You've got to learn how to manage the mundane. And I think it really comes down to, in sales and marketing, that whole grit thing. It's about execution. And whether you grit and grind it out yourself, or you partner with somebody like Lasting Impressions, or you delegate everything to somebody like Lasting Impressions, it doesn't really matter. It's about getting it done. It's about the execution. Winning is consistently executing on your goals. And that is grit. I have another little component to grit that I want to share with you. This is a little kernel from the original article that I really found to be amazing. And in the original article, Quick said, you know, if you would learn how to reframe your business problems into puzzles, they could be fun. They could be a game. And I think that is such a very smart, just a little quick chiropractic move in your thinking that can allow you to expand further into success. Thinking about problems as puzzles. I have 4 puzzles I want to share with you. These are ways that I'm serving clients right now, people just like you, who have found themselves in a situation much different than they expected for 2020. And the ways that they have reinvented themselves, partnered with us to success. And I hope that these examples provide you with inspiration, because I'm certain you got puzzles too. The first one I want to talk to you about is Lee Papa. And some of you may know her. She is an internationally known mindfulness and meditation coach, speaker, author, you name it, she's it. She's amazing. And she came to me shortly after her book, Mindfulness for Beginners, was published, which was right after coronavirus. And all her live events had been canceled. And let me tell you, she knocks down some big events. So she had some puzzles she wanted to solve. And she said, you know, I need a tangible keepsake, a daily reinforcement for what I teach. And I need a sponsorship opportunity, because when she speaks at some of these really large conferences, there are major sponsors that pay to bring her in. And they need a unique gift for the attendees, for the VIPs, that is memorable, that they're going to love, that they're going to want, that every time they look at that item, it's going to remind them of being at that event and the sponsorship. So what we started out with is this little gift kit. You see it in the little lower hand. It's on my left-hand side, the gift kit. It's the journal book and the box gift set with the book and the marketing band and all this, that, and the other. It's beautifully done. And we have additional items as well. We have really talked about how to serve the corporate industry in particular, not only once a year, but monthly and quarterly. One of the key issues that I keep hearing people share with me from corporate America is just the challenge that people are having with this continuing virus, the burnout, the fear, the negativity. There has got to be some solutions for bringing people forward and through this. And I believe Lee Papa is one of the answers to that. So I just am really excited to be participating and partnering with her in this program. And it's been a wonderful puzzle to solve. Next, I want to share with you my delightful client, Badago Coffee, who I've worked with for about 20 years. And they had some puzzles to solve that are pretty interesting. First of all, they wanted to optimize their SBA funds. They wanted to launch their blog. They wanted to take their marketing to the next level and just go big. They're like, we've got these monies, let's use them. And they wanted to create engagement and drive sales. So interestingly enough, the day that they received their PPP funds was the day they needed to move somebody to unemployment because they had health concerns and health risks, and they were not going to be in a position to actually work with this virus. It was too dangerous for that one person. So I became a W-2 for 8 weeks. And my assignment was to launch their blog. They never had one before, but they had all the names of all their 3 channels of people that they'd received approval to email these people. And it was such a joy for me to write about this company that I love and to tell their customers their story in a way that was probably a fresh perspective, because I, have a unique perspective on serving them and what I want their customers to know. And we had huge success with all of this. Opens were just amazing. We did 3 channels, like I said: grocery, drive-through, and their online customers. Grocery was a little bit tough, I'll confess that. Those people, if you remember back in the beginning of coronavirus, the grocery stores were mad houses. Everybody's stocking up and they couldn't keep the shelves full, and trying to reach those people during that time period was a little bit tough. So we had opens where we had 5 to 8%. And then the drive-through, these are all the coffee stands, and we had a tremendous success with them. The average open rate for the 8 weeks was 20 to 36%. And the revenue was fantastic, because one of the ways that we won is we gave these people an opportunity to get their machinery maintenance and fixed. And because they were a little bit slow, they had the time to do it. And it was just a win-win. It was a very good piece of business for my client. And then the third category was their online customers who buy coffee from them online. And the opens there was huge. The people there are just so loyal to the brand. They love the brand, and they want to read everything and anything they can about this coffee company. And gosh, what were the opens? 34 to 53%. Monster openings. It was a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed the opportunity to serve them during those 8 weeks. And not only was I doing this, they hired videographers and photographers, and it was just really a lot of fun. So I appreciate being a part of that puzzle. Here's the next puzzle. Northwest Events, Northwest Ideas. Ideas Northwest, pardon me. Ideas Northwest, Stacy Ringer. She's a high-end event planner. And she every year does an event for a software company where they bring in their VIPs to a very swanky hotel called the Broadmoor in Colorado. I mean, this place is on my bucket list. I want to go there myself. So that event, of course, was canceled. And so how do we delight these people in their homes? Oh my gosh, what a task that is. And so we had to replace a traditional venue and delight and engage these people for a day. One of the challenges that we have with all of this is venues. When you go to a venue, they provide the food, they provide the beverages, they provide the cocktails. So interestingly enough, you may not know this, but when I started in 1996, I actually started in gift baskets. So I've gone back to my roots. I'm back into food business, and I needed to also get my liquor license renewed so that I could serve this client, because they need cocktails for this group of people. So that's been interesting. And the gift concept was super creative for this, and we're still working on it. But the whole concept is for a box to arrive, but in the box are printed boxes of gifts, and each gift says, open at this time, open at 8, open at 10, open at 12. And it's designed to delight and engage during a virtual event, keep people, excited about what's going to be happening, and also tie it to the content. It's also a great sponsorship opportunity. So a lot of puzzles solved there. Next one, last one. This is a brand new one that we're just starting conversation about, but this is a company in Houston. They're a very high-end dessert gallery, and they make the most beautiful cupcakes, cookies, pies, you name it. If it's delicious, they do it. And for 25 years, they've been known during the holiday season for their cookie trays. Well, that is not going to work. Open cookie trays is not going to work with coronavirus. So the owner contacted me and said, you know what, we need packaging for everything, even the stuff in the cooler. So we're looking at all of that right now, and it's a great project, and I'm delighted to have the opportunity to be of service there. A lot of fun. And the logo is so incredibly cute, I can't even stand it. So how fun is that? Okay, my question to you is, as you've been thinking and hearing about all these different puzzle examples, is what is the one way I can support you right now in grinding through your sales and marketing initiatives? What are the puzzles that you're wanting to solve? What are they? It's time to go back to our worksheets. And I want to give you the opportunity to, first of all, acknowledge how you're demonstrating grit in your professional work. And the reason why I say that is because if you're on this call, if you're on this webinar, you know grit. You do. Because this is extra work. So what are you doing? So pat yourself on the back, write down, what are you doing to grit and grind it right now? And then next, I invite you to take those ideas that are swirling in your brain, those puzzles that need to be solved, and put them on paper. There is nothing more exciting than getting it out of your brain and on paper. That is the first step that is just awesome. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to do that, and then we're going to come back and move on to the next step. So off you go for about 3 minutes. Okay, welcome back. I asked you a question a few minutes ago. What was the one thing that I can do to serve you right now that will move you forward in your sales and marketing? What are you trying to grind through? What puzzles are you trying to solve? In the beginning, I told you I had a bonus for everybody, and I'm sincere about that. I sincerely want to serve you, and I'm willing to give you 20 minutes of my time at no charge to do that. In your handout materials, there's a link for you to sign up on my calendar for 20 minutes. And let's get after this. Let's get after it right now. The dates that are available start tomorrow, and they run through next Friday. So it's a limited time offer, but I invite you to do it because I really do want to serve you. This is sincere. Okay, we had such a nice response to the initial invitation to today's webinar that I thought, oh my gosh, I need to eat my own dog food. I need to be consistent with these and offer the industry and business in general continuing education in the area of sales and marketing. And that means I'd like to invite you back in August to hear my guest, Lee Papa. She's prepared a wonderful presentation for you. It's on mindful and well-being basics for everyone. It's going to be Friday, August 14th from 10 to 11:30. So it's an hour of content and then 30 minutes of Q&A if you want to stay for the extra 30 minutes. I think this is an excellent opportunity as an individual to experience mindfulness. More importantly, if you're in a leadership role and you're looking at ways to improve employee morale and employee engagement, this might be something that you want to attend to just experience for yourself and see how you might bring this into your company, monthly, quarterly, whatever makes sense for your business. And then maybe you're meeting an event planner. Maybe this is something that you want to plan to bring on or bring into an upcoming event and meeting that you're planning. Regardless of the benefits to you, there's many. I hope that your calendar will allow you to join us on August 14th. I'd really love to see you there. Okay, this brings us to the end of today's content. I want to thank you for being here. I want to encourage you to book your bonus because I sincerely do want to serve you. Let's get after those puzzles and solve them. Next, I do invite you to participate in a survey. It's 6 questions. The estimated time is 3 minutes. So I'm very interested in knowing what it is that you want to learn. What did you learn? And what can I do to serve you better in the future? This is my first webinar. I really don't know what to expect, and I'm used to doing live events. And I love the engagement and the breakout sessions and all of that goes on with a live event. But how can I make these really of value to you? And I'm interested in your input. So let me know. And then, of course, and the survey, the link is in the handout. You can just link on that and take the 3-minute survey. So the bonus is in the handout, link for that. Survey is in the handout. And then the webinar, you can register for that today too. We're all set and organized, and I hope that you will. I'd love to see you. I want to thank you for joining me today. I appreciate the opportunity to serve you, and I want to wish you continued success in the days and weeks ahead. Have a great afternoon.